And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Chinch, on a Monday, baby. What's going on, brother? You look like you got the blues or something. The Monday blues.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming in hot. Well, I am coming in hot. It's probably about 103-degree temperature I have right now.
Are you serious, dude?
Pace, I am sick as a dog, and I don't get sick. I do not get that sick. Ladies, I'll be better next time we do the show. I look like crap. I didn't even put all my lighting in, as you can see right now, because I can barely move, dude. I am so sick right now. I'm so sick. Can I tell you why I think I'm sick?
Please tell me why.
I love my niece Amaya. I love her. She's, I don't know what, 5, almost, she's 4.5 years old, whatever. Bro, on Christmas, or sorry, see, this is how banged up I am. On Thanksgiving.
I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah. So, by the way, do you know what the Munchos potato chips are?
Oh, yeah. Munchos,
They're my number one.
Yeah, instant heartburn. If I have 3 or 4 Munchos, instant
Really?
heartburn. Oh,
So, Munchos, I don't eat chips. You don't really either. We try to stay in shape as guys. Jess goes, I'm going to get Munchos and a hell of a good dip as a side for the little kids who are in our house for Thanksgiving. Dude, my niece Amaya, I love her. I love her beyond. I would murder somebody for her. This kid had her
body.
She had her effing head in the Munchos all day. And Sean, I don't have kids. You've had kids. When your kids come home from those shady schools they go to with their shit, you're laughing because I'm right. These kids are literally walking diseases. And Amaya walked into my house Thanksgiving. Jess is working hard. We're all stressed out. I'm trying to keep Jess calm. And all of a sudden I see Amaya what am I spitting into freaking Munchos.
Snotting into the Munchos.
And you know what I did? I had a couple pops. And I'm I don't care that Amaya touched it. I want, I need a Muncho. I want to eat a Muncho. I think the Munchos I ate were her little preschool, I don't know what it was. It was a whatever she touched on the Munchos is what I'm eating right now. I'm eating it 2 days later. I'm done, dude. I'm so sick.
Oh my God! It turns out the Munchos were more important than that than the 103-degree fever you're going to get on Monday morning.
But you remember, dude? How many times did you get sick when your kids were in nursery school and kindergarten?
Oh, dude, they just bring home stuff. You're like, what's wrong with it? They just be snotting, and they're
I know,
wiping it on you. You're like, what are we doing here?
It's
incredible.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So,
well, dude, first off, I hope you feel better. I'm sure after this show, it just reminds me of the time a couple of years ago we first started the show. I got COVID,
remember?
And we did the 2 shows, and I remember feeling like I was dying, but I was I gotta grind through it. I'm a grinder. Meanwhile, I'm what am I doing? I got a huge fever. Feel like freaking I'd make a hit by a Mack truck, but we grind this. So thanks for grinding through it for the viewers today, Chinch. Thanks for stepping up.
Dude, but we grind. You had COVID 2 weeks in a row. You were, Sean Case is such a tough human man, big, strong man, that he didn't even tell you folks that he had COVID. We told you guys 3
Dude,
weeks
I think
later.
we interviewed Cliff the one day.
Cliff Floyd. Oh, yeah, you had COVID.
We did a great interview, but I was dying with COVID. There's no doubt about it.
That's kind of how I feel right now. Maybe I have COVID. Guess what? I don't care.
Who cares? If you do, just stay in your basement for a week.
Yeah, I do.
Isn't that the protocol nowadays? Just stay in your basement.
You know, my industry now, I work remotely, so nobody's I'm not going to super spread anything just for everybody out there. Don't worry. You can walk around on Long Island.
Yeah.
Uncle Chinch is going to be in his basement for the next like 2 weeks.
If you see Chinch at the local deli out there in Rockville Center, run for the hills.
Yeah,
Run for the hills.
Definitely gonna go for the ham because maybe I'll do that today, like a nice big ham and cheese hero.
Do it.
Try to eat it and fall asleep. That's so unhealthy, but I'm gonna do that maybe today. That's how sick I am. All right, hey, so it's funny. We were texting before. I just recorded with Wayne Corbett and Lavernius Coles, two of the best wide receivers in Jets history. Great guys, amazing guys, by the way. You got to meet them soon.
I can't wait.
And we do a Jets podcast. Okay, the Jets are so bad right now.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers come back soon.
Yeah, exactly. So he's trying to come back, whatever. But what happened to them is what happens to the Jets. Remember the butt fumble? Mark Sanchez.
Mark
Sanchez. Butt fumble. So they had what they're calling the fail Mary, where like they threw a bomb at they got a huge interception at the end of the half the other day for anybody who didn't watch it on Black Friday, which by the way, I had to work the day after Thanksgiving, which annoyed me. But thanks Amazon or whoever pays for that. I'm watching the game. They throw a Hail Mary like 55 yards in the first half after a huge interception, and a dude returned it like basically 99 yards. They're calling it the fail Mary. And we're talking about that, and it's so funny. I get on with Wayne and Lavernius, and dude, you got to meet these guys one day. I got to introduce you to them. They are the sweetest, nicest, greatest.
Dude,
guys.
I'm huge fans of both those guys.
They're
both
great
killers.
guys. First of all, they were both freaking awesome. And
Wayne Corbett out of Hofstra, right?
Bro, out of Hofstra.
And Lavernius Coles was Florida State, right?
Yes, but don't forget, like Lavernius was like the superstar guy.
Yeah.
And Wayne was like me. It was like he's Long Island, he's a Jersey guy, but he went to a Long Island college, played his butt off. He's about 5'9", 5'10". He'll tell you he's 5'11".
Tough as nails.
Crazy tough. And was like just he was such a legend for Long Island people. And he's a great guy. Yeah, we got to get them. We'll get them both on one day.
Yeah.
But so it got me thinking, like, what's the worst loss of your career? Like, what's the most, you know what? I'm not going to say worse, because worse is like losing the World Series, right? So what's the most embarrassing or uncomfortable or insulting loss you ever had as a baseball player when you were probably with the Reds? I would guess.
Yeah.
They come on those.
It was definitely with the Reds. Dude, like it's funny you asked me that question because I have two memories pop into my head immediately. One was with the Reds, one was with the Red Sox. So I'll go back to the Reds one first. I don't know the exact score. I believe we were up 8-2 in the ninth. And like, I think we got like 2 outs too, like 2 outs.
Oh, this is oh my God, I remember this game.
And then all of a sudden, dude, we could not get a freaking out, dude. Like, I don't know who's on. I think we brought Danny Graves in when it got to like 3 runs down. It was like bases loaded, 2 outs. Like, we got to bring the closer in. We're taking a dump on ourselves. Bases loaded. Gravy comes in, rocket in the gap. Next thing you know, he hooks one in the hole. So it's like 8-5, 8-6. Just we need 1 out. We can't get it. 8-7, 8. So then now it's 8-7, bases loaded. Mark Gruzzolana comes up with the Cardinals. Bro, he hits me a missile.
Okay.
So think about this: right-hander on, 1-hop missile, dude. It ricochets off my wrist down the line. All 3 runs scored. We end up losing 10-8.
Well, but did he hit it hard enough where it wasn't like, oh, that wasn't Casey's fault? Or did you blow it?
Dude, listen, I think this in the big leagues. If it hits your glove, you should catch it.
No, well, that's the same thing, like wide receiver in football.
Yeah.
If it hits your hands, you
dude, was it a bullet?
Yeah.
It was a tough play, but I should have made the play. Anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? These millennial players these days, like, I feel like they get a pass for it. But say that. Right. If it hits your hand, my dad used to be like, if it hits your hands, you got shit. And I'd be like, oh, shit. Like, your dad did that too, I'm sure. Like, when we were growing up with coaches, Coach
Dude,
would
I
be
remember-
like, "You suck," and I'd be like, "I suck," and I go home, I'd be like, "Dad, I suck," and he'd be like, "If your coach tells you suck, you suck." Now, if you did that, that's like $1 million lawsuit.
Oh, dude, I remember.
Am I right? I'm right.
Dude,
I'm right.
oh, dude, but yeah, coaches, yeah, dude, but parents like if the coach, it's like your teachers. If the teacher
Oh.
says you're in trouble, then you're in trouble
dead.
at home. I'm
You're
like, dude, guy's lying. You know,
My dad
it's
would be
so
like,
true.
I work 5 days a week. I come home. I got to go listen to this lady talking about how much of an asshole you are. Like, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Now, if your teacher talks crap about your kids, you're like, okay, I'm going to get a lawyer. You're done. And
Right.
your kid's going to get an NIL deal with freaking Nike.
Yeah, no one talks to my kid that way. You know what I mean? Even if he sucks. You know, it's so true. I remember calling home from the Cape Cod League. My coach, Bill Mosiello, he was not, that nice to me at the time. And I was like, I just was like so uneasy. I'm 19. I called my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, I was like, I'm coming home. I was like, I can't stand the coach. He can't stand me. He's like, well, if you come home, you ain't staying here. I go, where the hell am I going to stay? He's like, you're not leaving Cape. He goes, what are you going to do? He goes, one day when you have a boss that you don't like and you have to support your family, what are you going to do? Quit? And I'm like, yeah. So, dude, it was like a lesson. It was a good lesson. My dad, a good lesson from Jim Casey. Just saying.
It is. And you know what?
Got to stick it out. Like at the end of the day, they're going to have bosses and people you don't like, but you just got to live life and you got to make a living. And, you got to suck it up sometimes,
That is one of the bigger life lessons I learned. And it's true. Wait, I have a follow. So for the Jets thing, we're talking. So the Jets defense is really great. And I'm springing this on you right now. Sorry, I'm so sick. I'm springing this on you right now. But so we were talking with Wayne and LC about how has the defense not turned on the offense yet? And so my question to you is, have you played on teams where I think you were always on the offensive side of the offensive teams were better than the defense. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
So it's, in football, it's defense and offense. The Jets defense is maybe an all-time great defense in the NFL. Their offense is I would say an all-time bad offense. So what Wayne and LC were saying, and this is where I'm going to dig into you, and you're going to probably lock in with this as a professional athlete that I don't know about. So LC goes, man, you're playing dominoes, you're playing cards on a plane, and if there's a couple defensive guys and a couple offensive guys, and one side of the ball is not doing their job, those card games get really shady. And like punches can be thrown and whatever. So does that happen in baseball? Is my question to you.
Well, I've been on teams where we've had some terrible pitching. I've been on some teams where there's some Reds teams with the best offense in baseball. Adam Dunn, Ken Griffey Jr.,
is a perfect
Kearns,
example.
all these guys. And then we were one of the worst teams because we had terrible pitching. So I hate to say it, but there's definitely a little bit of bickering going on because you're out there busting your tail and you're like, but at the end of the day, it's not that. It's really more the front office that's putting the pitching, well, let's get some guys we can sign here. But I think there's definitely a little bit of bickering that goes back and forth. I wouldn't want to be on the NFL freaking, plane when those guys are going to blows. Yeah, I was, I was playing cards with like Jim Leland, Carlos Guillen, and Matthew O'Donoghue. I'm like, Leland's smoking too many heaters on the flight. That was our biggest concern, not whether we're going to start throwing blows with each other.
That's a good point. Yeah. All right.
Chinch, anyway. I got one more story.
Bring it.
For blowing it. I said with the Red Sox, really quick.
Oh, a shitty game where it lost.
With the Red Sox. One of my first starts with them. We're in Toronto. I think it was my first start. We're in Toronto. I've told this story before, but it's worth telling it for this topic. It's 4-3 in the eighth. I come up, bam, 2 outs in the eighth. I had a line drive right, tied at 4. I'm like, let's go. First start ever, making a difference, Next inning, bottom 8 comes, bases loaded, 1 out. Greg Zahn comes up. And at the moment, I'm thinking, okay, Bases loaded, ball hit hard to my right. I'm going to turn 2. Soft, I'm going to charge to get the guy at the plate. Hit right at me or to my left, I'm going to come home and cut down that run. You know, you got so many scenarios. Before I get all the scenarios in my head, Greg's on. First pitch fastball in, bam, rocket. Freaking hits a bullet at the old turf in Toronto, bro.
Yeah.
Hits the turf and where the turf and the dirt, because you know at the bases there's the dirt still. Hits the lip of the turf and the dirt. Hits my freaking glove, dude. Iron skillet down the right field line. All 3 runs scored, dude. I'm like, oh shit. Like first, so all 3 runs score. I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is not good, you know, bro.
And you can't do anything. You're just watching,
dude.
Everybody
packed house. I think it was opening day in Toronto. Packed house. 50,000 people at Skydome. Hockey fans start chanting, Casey, you suck.
You heard it? Do you hear it when they talk?
50,000 people screaming from 10 feet away. Casey, you suck for 10 minutes. They didn't stop. They didn't stop until we got the 3rd out. It was the loneliest time of my life, Chinch. I was on a deserted island. I felt like freaking I needed a Wilson volleyball at the time. I was like, I can't believe like I'm the only human out here. 50,000 people are chanting Casey, you suck in unison for 10 minutes, dude. Try that. You want to know if you hear them? Hear them? They're in stereo in my freaking dome, and I can't do anything about it. I'm trying to tell Tito, take me out of the game. Make a change. Get me out of the game. First time you've ever done it. Get me out of here.
What you can't see right now is you're doing this rant with a beautiful Christmas tree behind you. Like, it's so sad. That's so funny. Oh my God.
Dude, it was and I had just got my 10th year of service time in the big leagues a couple days earlier. I remember calling my agent after the game. I go, listen. No, I was like, I'm done.
Really?
I go, I don't need this. What? I don't need this.
Wait, you almost retired from these fans?
Well, no, just saying that at that moment, you know, your like, emotions get the best.
I'm starting to think about my future. I don't want to
like after the game, I had every Boston microphone. I'm like, hey, what happened on that play? I was like, I botched it. What do you mean what happened? I freaking absolutely took a dump on myself. Ball went down the line, 3-run score. Casey, I just want you to know it's the only place in the world that you can get 50,000 people chanting your name and that you suck.
Yeah.
So where else can you do it? So it's an experience looking back.
Can I tell you my
experience?
I'm going to tell you my experience right now, and I've never told you this. And I'm glad I'm telling you this for the first time on camera while we're recording. Okay. So my freshman year in college, I'm sitting there, and Columbia is on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Literally, the outfield is up against the Hudson River. So we would go down to our spring trip, and we would go to like Boca, Florida, beautiful, sunny, 89 degrees, but like no humidity at that time. Feel like you can throw 1,000 miles per hour. I would come back up the week later, and we start the season at Columbia on the Northeast, as you know, playing in the East Coast. And it would be like 25 degrees and snowing, and I'd be like standing there like this. And as you also know, freshman year, it takes a few games to get you. If you're really good, they still sit you. For any kid in high school right now, you're not starting the first like 5 or 6 games of the year just because that's what they do. I don't know. That's what coaches do. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's tired.
Yeah, it's very tired. So I'm like, it's like game 5 back up north. Now, Columbia baseball doesn't get much money. Columbia football, Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, went to Columbia. So I'm talking jumbotrons, like it's the most beautiful facility ever.
Yeah.
And it's like this big like stadium thing. Bro, the baseball field's dugout is inside the corner of the wall of the football field.
What?
So yeah, no, dude, I'm not kidding.
Dude, I heard it's also off campus too. It's like if you want to go like hit on your own, you like have to take a train. You have to take a train.
Blocks. It's 100 blocks. Oh, I have a story about that one day, but not today. But like, it's 100 blocks, dude. The seniors, the captains, I used to have to drive our vans 100 blocks, which is like 20 minutes to our facility. Don't get me started. I don't know. Columbia's pissed me off right now. Anyway, so like, so I'm sitting in this dugout. Okay, I have the one crappy jacket they gave us that was like kind of like a sweatshirt, but you know, back in the day, like you're not getting baseball guys. By the way, kids, the baseball team doesn't get the stuff that the other teams get at your college. Do you agree with that?
Right.
You
Right.
don't.
No.
You don't get the fancy jackets and what. So I'm wearing this crappy like pullover fleece thing to try to keep me warm. Haven't played a game in 5 days, and I'm sitting there, and some kid gets hurt. Okay. And they're like, is a doctor in the house? Is a doctor in the house? No, my dad was a doctor, Sean.
Oh my God, that's right.
And he was a gastroenterologist. And I will tell you, everybody at home, this is a very big thing for me. A gastroenterologist deals with your stomach. Here's what happened. I'm sitting in a dugout, freezing, miserable. First time in my life, I'm not starting and batting third in a lineup or something. And I'm like just sitting, freezing, miserable. I should have gone to I don't know, Kent State or whatever. Like I should have gone somewhere else. This is not working out. Also, my dad, at the time, who was like 260, starts flying onto the field.
Come on.
To try to help this kid. Here's what I'm gonna say his name, Jason Wynn, senior second baseman. He was a great baseball player. But he goes, "Hey Doc, it's not his asshole." Because for some reason when I got to college,
Who yelled that?
Jason Wynn. I'm saying your name. I say your name, Jay Wynn. He was a senior, I was a freshman, and the entire dugout starts laughing. The fans in the stands are laughing. It was like what's that, Mean Girls, the movie?
Yeah,
that's what I felt like. I was like, this is worse. I went to the wrong college. I'm not starting today. It's 22 degrees. I'm trying to play baseball in March, and here we go. And so somebody says, "Hey Doc, it's not his asshole," and I was like, I spent like the next 4 years of college telling people my dad was not a proctologist. Which, by the way, is a very necessary job. I was like, so I'm like, oh man, hey Doc, it's not his ass. I'm sorry. Sorry, I had to tell that story.
So good, dude. So it is funny though. It is funny.
It's funny. Anyway,
It's funny now. It's funny now.
It is funny now. All right. Well, we got a lot done here today.
Well, wait, really quick before we go, Sonny Gray,
Sonny
3
Gray,
years,
yeah.
Sonny Gray, 3 years, $75 million. As we throw that in there,
how do you feel?
Big sign for the Cardinals. Cardinals said the one thing they needed, obviously, was starting pitching. They are Kyle Gibson right away, signed Lance Lynn, and now Sonny Gray. Three pretty good starters. So,
and again,
signed by the Cardinals.
Another team that looks a little dumb by letting Jordan Montgomery go. Just saying.
No doubt. And also, too, rumors has it that the Yankees are back in the mix to bring him back.
Ooh,
So
that's
we'll see what happens
know
there.
those guys, bro. You have all their phone numbers. Tell them.
Dude,
like,
they talked about Monty. They called him Monty. I don't know him, but they talked about Jeff Montgomery a lot. Like they liked
him. They just had to make that move at the time for them. Whatever.
Exactly.
All right. Cool. Hey, we have a very big thing going on this week. Actually, two. Wednesday.
Yes.
We have a great guest.
Yeah, Wednesday we got the new manager of the New York Mets, Carlos Mendoza, coming on with us, Mendy.
Yes,
he's going to be joining us. So fired up about that, man.
Exactly.
Incredible. His story is incredible. Wait till you hear it.
Yes. And you know who we have on Thursday? My guy, James, is going to get your Macy. Macy's going to get off that couch by Thursday afternoon. Anybody who is a fan of us, who has a dog, who has any issue with your dog,
tune in.
Also, like, tweet us, text us, do whatever you do. If you can relate to us, if you listen to this right now in the comments, the YouTube folks are very good with the comments. You guys that listen, you're lazy. You should start commenting there. But the YouTube folks, if you have a dog problem and a question, ask it, and we will say it Thursday.
Yes.
Now, Wednesday, we're gonna talk to the new manager of the New York Mets, who me and Jess are helping get in the house.
Yes. Yeah. So excited, man. So excited.
All right, brother.
Oh, dude, I hope you feel better. Let me know if I can do anything for you, maybe, and drink some hot tea with some honey.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, love you.
All right, bro. Love you, man. See you, buddy. See you, everybody.